It's the final day. Let's get right to it. Let's close it up. February 25th. Yeah, okay. This is the defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. I'm telling you, bro, already. Chief Gant, he's keeping them in for questioning, so I can't have them on trial, out in the trial. I don't know, man. I don't know. Right, Edgeworth is feeling that too. He's like, something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth, knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Right. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it, bro. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say, nigga. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. I respect that, bro. Edgeworth a cool dude. He genuinely is, man. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. I can't wait till this all lines up. It's like a definitive what happened. The truth? Everything goes back to the SO9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? This is it. No, Gant. I think I keep calling him Gantz. Gant told me, bro. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. So, when I was looking up the part I was stuck on last episode, I noticed that it was like the DS version, and apparently the Nintendo DS had a bunch of, I don't know, they had some goofy stuff like Angel Star. It turns out you could buy lunchboxes from her for some reason, I don't know, and you could get an achievement, or maybe not buy it, but look at them. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I think they cut out some stuff for this edition, this bundle of the game, which I appreciate. Because I already feel like, dang, they be stretching it sometimes. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Your defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Uji, been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? He goes with, I already knew it was going to be a pause. Lana, that is to say, the defendant has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. Already, whatever he has over her, she's gonna say some crazy stuff, Like, yeah, I did it. I murdered him in cold blood. I don't know. Already knowing. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Because he knows I'm a problem. He knows I'll get to the bottom of it. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? What was going on with my mic? It was like, was it making some weird noise? Weird. I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! Objection! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. Oh my gosh, but Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. You can't forfeit that, it's a right. Right? I don't know. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me. But here she go turning it around again. But it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Damn! Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening, bro. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Objection! Edgeworth? Objection. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. That's why he's my nigga for real, though. You know what I'm saying? He wants to prosecute, but he wants to do it his way. Like, he wants to, like, really be like, leave no doubt, no reasonable doubt. This is why I mess with him. Is he a little stuck up? Yeah. But who doesn't have flaws? You know what I'm saying? Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, nigga. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Nigga slapped his dick on the table, man! That's what I'm talking about. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Hold it? They'd even have a voice line for her. Because don't they usually say, hold it, you know? Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Yeah. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this, mark my words. I want to slap this dude, bro. He fucking folded me into a pretzel, but still. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. This nigga Edgeworth. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. I messed that up a little bit. My occupation? I'm Lana's sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. Man, I gotta clear out my throat. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I don't care. I'm sorry. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time with every grueling detail. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember the trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. It's interesting that he says this. When I said that, I was like, oh, the S9 incident or whatever it's called, SL9, whatever. He was like, come on, what does this have to do with anything? So this makes me feel like Edgeworth just brought Emma Skye to testify for me to poke holes in the testimony. Like he's not looking for anything from Emma Skye. He's trying to set me up to reveal the truth. That's what it feels like, considering what he said to me earlier. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesterday has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. I can't wait to see it. I don't know what's about to happen. 2 years ago, okay. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? Oh, this is too easy. Because I know she didn't see him get stabbed. That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin his cross-examination. I really do feel like he's just trying to set me up to reveal what happened, or like to pull the truth out. I'm gonna have to press the fuck out of you, Emma. Lock in. Buckle up. I ain't playing with you. You're on the witness stand. It's a different type of environment. You're on a different side now. You're not on my side. I gotta press you. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. Emma! 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes. She was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they share the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. I almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assumed that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in? I don't clearly remember what happened then. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark and then the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. You're more, bro. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Always got to say it frequently on these. Ask about... Press her! This picture of the witness room. I believe it has a very important meaning. Objection. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. It's not lost. Should I present right now? I will say, so, again, I do think, I don't know, I feel like Edgeworth is giving me the chance, but I feel like he's also doing his job, you know what I mean? Not just letting me just do whatever and him not doing his job, you know what I mean? But, or maybe he's just really like, I wouldn't feel right if we went further and I didn't do my due diligence. You know, I don't know. I mess with Edgeworth, you know, no matter what though. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. It's not lost. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold, this is the evidence list for the SO9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? What is this? Slender Man? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew! Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. Objection. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists? They're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. I see why they did not let me present it to this full. And I could also see why they didn't let Wright tell Emma about the drawing, bro. Add more drama here, bro. I love that. Even though it kind of messed me up on my, kind of got me stuck a little bit. That's all right, though. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order. But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. There better not be. If you're telling me this whole time Edgeworth had the other half of the evidence list and never turned it over, I'm sick. Even though that does happen. But not like if you were holding on to it, bro. Y'all ever did that in school? Where like you thought you finished the test and then you flipped it over and you saw the rest? I was like, oh, damn, my fault. Yes, that's quite conceivable. It's possible. Let's see. Fuck! Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. I lost my composure. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. Bro, I just got goosebumps, bro. This is why does this game get scary for no reason sometimes, bro? What is this, Five Nights at Freddy's, bro? That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. List of evidence in the SO9 incident. Half of this list was found against this. Evidence list restored. Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. What in the world? Yeah, you're gonna have to explain this. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at that picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Okay. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Now, I could see that for sure. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dirk about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Press it. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. Damn. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge. During that time, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Wow, okay. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Yeah, because like they're face to face. How did he get stabbed in the back? Especially if he got knocked out. I mean, well, I guess he could have hit him with the tiger. Like, is that the move with the uppercut? Tiger! You know what I mean? Could have hit him with it. And then knocked his ass out. If I'm like trying to make it make sense in the context of her telling the truth. I get that she's not trying to lie, but I know what she's saying is not exactly what happened. In terms of like, you know, who did what, who killed me. I mean, you know. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Oh, it's starting me back on the same. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see was shadows. So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue. No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Doc had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? After that, I must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No. I'm sorry. Objection. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talk with the detectives? Objection. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I'd better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. After that, I must have fainted. The picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Oh. Objection! I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the testimony? Take that? I think it's this part here. I don't see what's so strange about that. Fuck. Let's go ahead and save real quick. That's because they're drawing. Mr. Wright, how could you? The act of making an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty. Okay, you're the. I guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others. I did call her drawing shit just now, didn't I? Let me read. Let me. Yes, well, so long as the defense has learned its lesson, I'd better take another look at the autopsy report and the picture. Like, I'm just on the fact that they're face to face when he was stabbed in the back. Died from punctured. Knife tip was in the wound. Blood loss and under. Okay. Mr. Wright, Perhaps it'd be faster. Okay, yeah. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. I wasn't thinking like I wasn't thinking about the fact. I was like, oh well, he's holding a knife, but I wasn't thinking about her having to like. I didn't even think she would actually try to make it sharp to signify a knife. Because look at the whole, it's all vague. The whole drawing's vague. I'm not thinking about the knife actually being blunt. I thought it was just the drawing. Well, at least it didn't take me too long, I guess. If you look closely, you can see his tip broken. Whatever. Whatever. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. Yes, and the tip was found in Bro. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. And it was a single stab wound, fool. Why would he try to stab him again? Or, like, he didn't try to stab him again. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. Objection. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. It's obvious, really. Oh, the victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. That's what I'm saying. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Objection. Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Objection to your objection. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. Let me see Edgeworth go. Objection! Already! Objection! The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. Objection! That's why I asked so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. How many objections? I love that. Objection, nigga! Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? We're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! Order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. That messed me up, man. Hear me. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there's a lie. I'm not lying. Shut up, witness. The man really was holding a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? It couldn't have been the broken vase used to stab him. Nah, that's stupid. Well, here's my thing. I don't think it was mistaken. I think she saw what she saw. Let's say there's another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see her broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Take that! If anything's broken here, it's you! Huh? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright, but may I remind you that the fate of Miss Lana Skye hangs in the balance. Sorry, Your Honor, please give me another chance. Okay. Well, I thought maybe it was broken, and then he used a piece to stab him. I have no idea what else could be the murder weapon. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. No way! No way! Y'all gonna think I'm goofy if this is wrong. No way! I'm looking for anything else it could be, bro. No way! Okay. I thought maybe he took the knife off the damn shield. I thought he took the knife off the damn shield, bro. And like stabbed him with it. Cause like the prosecutor who just won the award there, but I guess why would he be carrying his trophy around? That could have been crazy though. That would have been crazy though. You gotta think outside the box with these, bro. I have no idea what else it could be. What else is broken though? It couldn't be this. No one's getting stabbed with that. It's not broken, like. Jeez. I'm thinking maybe. Oh, sweaty pits, bro. All right. No, this was after. This is gonna be wrong. Let me go ahead and reload this. Okay. What could have been broken? What the? Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. It couldn't have been this, because this isn't even... What the f... I have no idea. Hold on, let me actually read this. He's giving me that the murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. What? No, I don't believe that. Hold on, let me. I already tried this, right? And then I was goofy. Oh yeah. So I think I know what it is, but there's no way that it's that. Abstract. There's no way. But it did catch my eye, so that's lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here in this it is. That's crazy. I was wondering, I was like, why is she standing behind the knight with the spear all out? Like, don't that kind of mess up the picture? I kept looking at that. I was like, it's so noticeable. But I didn't think it mattered. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't think the photo when I was thinking murder weapon, I was like, what could you use to kill? I'm not thinking a photo. That's crazy. And then I saw it. Oh, there's a picture of the award ceremony. Ah, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor marshal is holding. Oh, that's a broken. Y'all hold the fuck out of me, bro. Okay, so it's not the spear that the knight was holding in the picture. I had to go in the photo to point out this trophy, but that's not fair, bro. They should have, because I know for a fact that sometimes you could pick two options and they'll both be correct and they'll just like link to each other. They should have had this with the other trophy, because I already was thinking about the trophy and the sword, because I'm like, why would he take the sword off the shield for seemingly no reason if he used it to murder and he's hiding that as well? Like, I was on to Gantz, bro, but they like to play me, bro. They like to play me, make me think I'm crazy, bro. They should have linked that. Linked the trophy I got and the trophy in the picture. Anyway, that's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. We could have spent a long time on that one. No cap. No cap. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order, yep. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shielded knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This is broken. Hello? 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 Okay, cool. What you make? Cool. Appreciate it. All right, bye. I didn't even pause recording. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. And I was just like talking myself out of it too. Like, okay, yeah, like why would you bring his trophy with him in that situation when he's chasing someone? I guess he did for some reason. Maybe he left it in there? No, because that was even his office. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutor's award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbling on the back? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. Yeah, we already... What? You drew that? That's right. What, did we not already go through this? Why would we not assume she drew it? When there were two halves. I mean, I would assume she just drew the whole thing and then for some reason it was split in half. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. Why did we assume that? Were we supposed to assume that? I didn't assume that. Did she say? At the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. Alright, get it right this time now. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife, and then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual. Objection. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That's what I'm thinking. I didn't say anything because I'm like, I must be tweaking. I just assumed I was tweaking. But I was like, ain't he new? I was like, I could have sworn he was new, but I guess he's been around the whole time. That's crazy. That's why, okay, that must be why they assumed she didn't draw it, because everyone knew that it had just been designed. At least this version of it. Right? Was allegedly dancing in the evidence room. Okay, well, that didn't tell me anything. I guess I was supposed to keep that in my mind, but I didn't, so I didn't think it was torn or anything beforehand, before she drew it. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, did I do that? Stop, please! Don't pursue this any further. That kind of scared me a little bit, the way she was knocking. Like just slamming her fist down. Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. They know. She knows I'm on it. She knows I'm hard-headed, spike-headed. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Why do you keep getting on? And off, apparently. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. I saw that man raise his knife. Talk about it. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark? Yes, at least I think it was him. Then don't even say names if you don't know. You think. All I could really see were shadows. That's what I'm saying. Stop saying names then. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you... I panicked and rushed towards them. Both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? Adrenaline, bro. What else could I have done? Right. He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. Hell yeah. The fuck? I don't care if it's a 14-year-old girl, 13-year-old, 5-year-old. Okay, maybe not 5-year-old. But if I'm fighting for my life and I'm about to get killed, somebody in the room better help. The hell? I don't give a damn. You better kick something. Kick them in the shin, the kneecap. I don't know. Nuts. Help me. That's all. He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seemed convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. Right. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast and I was in shock. I don't remember everything. Clearly, what I did, it's all kind of a blur. Miss Guy was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. Yeah, but I could have sworn that, oh well, I guess it's two different ways, right? When you experience something traumatic, it's either you can remember every little detail about it, or remember nothing about it, I think, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I know I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next? Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this? Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here. Yeah, you were sure of a lot of things. But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before, somewhere. Now I finally remember. Man, bring this nigga Gumshoe onto the stand, because we need to question him. Because what if he just copied the design from something he saw in the office or something? Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. This one he thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing, hold on, objection. This is pointless. The thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. Objection! That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was, nigga. What was it, Emma? What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really? I just might know. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day, 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger lookalike. No way. I don't believe it. I'm gonna keep looking. No way. No way. Take that. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? Oh my gosh. I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? our viewpoint. I got to show them the correct angle. This isn't right. I forgot to make it look more like the badger. I didn't mean to do that. Objection! Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim. I forgot to find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more. Oh, okay. I didn't even think. I thought they would only allow me to rotate it. Okay. Come on, Mr. Wright. You can do it. I've got to show them the correct angle. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, is this a miracle or what? That's insane! That's insane! Why? Why is that a thing, bro? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the badger. No. It can't be! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Objection. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. Objection. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed? Very well then. Please tell us, nigga. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? Not the murder weapon. The location? It's the location. Because this took place on the right side of the office, right? Because that's where the night was. But the blood was on the left side, right? Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. Objection. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Objection. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Objection! Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? I wanted one more objection. From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? Do you? I finally figured it out. Did you? So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. The next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah! The suit of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, I'm just reading, bro. Tell me something. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. Is it? I feel like the judge right now. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall, she fucking killed him. It all makes sense, bro. Every single bit makes sense, bro. I'm over here confused because in my head I'm like, because like Phoenix was just talking. I was like, bro, what is he talking about? Because he's like, okay, the guy would have had to hit the wall. In my head, first of all, I'm like, hit the wall. Couldn't you just hit the dresser thing and knocked it off that way? But I'm like, okay, fine, he hit the wall. Okay, he would have ran into the suit of armor. Sure. So in my head, I'm like, okay, so he didn't get knocked against the wall. He got knocked against the dresser. Because he would have been impaled by the suit of armor. And he was impaled by the suit of armor. So what? He got impaled by the suit of armor. And then what? They took him off of it, and then Gantz planted a knife that they knew Joe Dark had and planted it in his back to make people think. Or no, I guess they could have just broken off a piece, or if it was already broken, just placed it inside the wound. And then it would have been like, yeah, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy, bro. No, that's why Lana didn't want to. That's why Lana's been blackmailed, bro. That's why Lana's been going through with all this. She wanted to protect her sister. I knew, but I thought maybe Gant was threatening Emma. Wow, so low key. Wow. So Lana and Gant were trying to protect Emma. Emma. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! She passed out. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. That's oh, what are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have proof that in the area. Jesus. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? Yes, bro. Is that the first time you heard of it? Like, why you say it like? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touché, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? What the fuck is this? I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? This is actually heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. This is fucked up. Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek: the truth. No matter how painful it may be. God damn. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. I'm getting goosebumps, bro. A message from the deceased, so it's not this, right? What did the officer leave behind? What could he have left behind? Take that. This is the message from the deceased. Right. Now then. This is the... Oh, my fault. This is the message from the judge. Okay, you hold me. My fault. He played the hell out of me. I thought I got it. I was thinking maybe he like... I don't know. Because if he got pushed, then her handprint would be on his stuff. And it looks like a piece of what he's wearing right now, right? This looks like a piece of whatever he's got on. So maybe he did something with this and that's the message he left? If a dead person left a message behind. Oh, my fault. It would have to be in written form. That's the only logical conclusion. Written form. Written form. You better be careful, you might wind up deceased yourself. Let's try this again. I already presented this, right? This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Okay. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped. Yes, there's a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away, but blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstance. His murderer's name. Oh my god, I see it. I'm sick to my stomach. Wait, am I? Okay, there. Alright. This is tough. It's a defense's attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Holy shit, I just got goosebumps. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. This little girl does not deserve this, bro. After what she's been through? Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Marshall's a hoe, bro. Marshall is a fucking hoe. Because why would you do that? Why would you say, first of all, it was dark. She barely even saw you. So you barely saw her, but you probably knew you got pushed by a little girl. Got stabbed in the back. And then the last thing you do is write that little girl's name on a jar, bro. This 14-year-old girl killed me. Why the fuck would you do that? You know what I'm saying? See, Worthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant. You understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Well, let's not say that. Let's say he was the murderer. Yeah, he just didn't kill the final victim. I hope. Oh man. Not only that, but he used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Objection! But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we are defenders of justice? What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death, it is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent the innocent man to death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order, 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 order! This game is stressing me out. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. I guess we still do got another part, huh? Yeah. Goddamn. That's fucking insane. I'm low-key happy that they didn't show Emma's face towards that last bit. Cause that would have broke my heart, bro, if I saw her face, bro. Cause she was already messed up in the head about that. Like, she was already traumatized from that. And then she just found out she killed the man that was trying to save her. Do you understand how crazy that is? I hope they don't show Emma's face, bro. That'll break my heart, man. Wow. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this game tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, if you didn't try another video, maybe like that one. Other than that, keep your head up. Peace.
I'll walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I fear no evil, because I'm blind to it all.